Victory Run is an old-school racing game for the TurboGrafx 16, and it was originally released way back early in the life of the TurboGrafx 16 in 1989. It features 8 tracks of pure racing magic. The game was developed by Hudson Soft and features some interesting elements that help separate it from its contemporaries, mainly Rad Racer and Outrun, released for the Nintendo Entertainment System and Master System and Genesis respectively. For one thing, Victory Run was one of the first video games to depict Dakar Rally, or Paris Dakar Rally as it was known back then. It features nice clean graphics, fairly bright colors, smooth scaling, and, well, all things considered, some catchy tunes. I especially like the way the game goes from early morning to afternoon to evening. But you should be warned, the game can get quite challenging when you can't see some of the on-track obstacles because of the nighttime mode. It's a nice simple game to pick up and play when you're looking to have fun in short bursts. Speaking of gameplay, well, it's broken up into a few key sections. First off, you have your basic name entry, simple enough. And then the key unique feature of the game shows its face. And that's your ability to select key parts of your car. Okay, I understand. It's a little confusing. So this is how it works. Basically, you're given 20 points and you can allocate those points to several different parts of your car. And the reason why you want to do this is because as you play the game, you're going to slowly start to damage those parts, which will eat away at your points. So you really have to learn how to play the game, see if your tires or engine or gears are slowly getting damaged because of the way you play, and then allocate more points to those particular areas. And I really thought that was unique, especially for how old this game is. Interestingly enough, you have to complete the entire game in one sitting. That's right, there's no continues, passwords, save feature, nothing. You have to plow through the courses as quickly as possible without hitting anything, slowing down, or otherwise hindering your ability to move to the next checkpoint. And let me tell you, that is not easy to do. Each course grants you a certain checkpoint timer, usually a minute or two. You start with a minute in your reserve, and well, it's an interesting system, so here's how it works. Basically, let's say the track has 2 minutes overall, and you have a minute in your reserve. So in essence, you have 3 minutes to complete that stage. Well, what if you completed it in, say, 2 minutes and 10 seconds? Well, you have 50 seconds in your reserve. But what if you beat it before the 2-minute deadline? Well, that's right, you gain additional seconds in your reserve. And trust me, you're gonna have to play these tracks over and over again in order to really come to terms with all the hazards, which include oil spills, trees, and worst of all, cars, trucks, and motorcycles. If you want to succeed, you have to absolutely master the tracks and gear shifting. That's right, the car has 4 gears, and instead of braking, you really need to master when to gear down and shift up, because it's going to save your additional reserve time, which you're going to need if you ever want to beat this game. Victory Run is a simple and fun game. It's a bit of a shame there's no 2-player option, as that would have been really enjoyable. I also have to mention that it is an incredibly challenging game that requires a ton of practice in order to get good at. This can put off a lot of players, but overall, if you can snag a copy for a decent price, I say go for it.